Hello and welcome to another edition of We Stream, the official reaction channel of epic rap battles of history. If you are new to the channel, I am a musician. I make my own content. You should check it out.
You blast the sand to make a glass hole. Will I drop the rock to come at your door? I can see the way you despise. I can see the red in your eyes.
And that's the plug. So, this is the 30,000 subscriber special Al Capone versus Blackbeard. Now, this was supposed to have come out the start of April, but we weren't at 30,000 quite when we were supposed to be. So now it's near the end of April when it's finally coming out. Did I manipulate the algorithm by releasing an ERB every single day at the same time for 5 days in a row to make sure we'd get to 30,000 subscribers? Maybe, but if it works, don't complain. This video is one that came out in 2013? And it was kind of like either sponsored by or partnered with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And I remember when it came out, there was like a product placement-y intro to it. And I don't really play Assassin's Creed. So I remember I played it and I didn't really watch it. This is gonna be pretty fresh for me. But I know quite a bit about Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard, or Tech, or however you pronounce it, spelled Teach, and Al Capone. We're gonna check this out, talk about it, break it down, pause all damn day. Let's go! Yes! See, it starts with an Assassin's Creed logo.
Al Capone versus Blackbeard! I come strapped with 6 pistols and a dagger. Walk under the black flag with a scallywag swagger. Ain't no
Alright, so he packs 6 pistols and a dagger because just realistically, that's, you know, what a pirate would have. They didn't really carry rifles and stuff. They wanted to be mobile, and they would carry a bunch of different pistols. That's easier than reloading. And you never know how many of those pistols will work anyway with all the, you know, salt water and everything. And he flies under the black flag. That is a reference to Assassin's Creed, but more so a reference to he did fly under a black flag. His flag, I think, was like a really goofy skeleton thingy, stabbing or spearing or something, a heart. It looks terrible. I'll plaster it on the screen during post-production, but it looks really dumb. But that was the flag that Blackbeard flew under. I think some pirates flew under like more of a bluish or crimson-y flag. And I guess in naval terms, if I'm remembering right, because it's been several years since I was reading about pirates, but I think that just meant that they would kill anyone they saw. So anyway, and then he said what, scallywag swagger or something?
I come strapped with 6 pistols and a dagger. Walk under the black flag with a scallywag.
Yeah, scallywag swagger. So scallywag, piratey term for scoundrel. Swagger has had many meanings over the course of history, but I believe, swagger has meant something that you can hang from your neck. Swagger has meant like loot, which a pirate would be interested in. Swagger more commonly means like a cool walk or jive. So scallywag swagger, take it how you want to take it.
Swagger, ain't no pirate on my shoulder and no rings in my ear. I'm an irate pirate, real swashbuckling buccaneer.
Alright, so he's dismantling some of the pirate tropes. He's saying there's no parrot, there's no rings. I'm the real deal. What else did he say?
Pirate on my shoulder and no rings in my ear. I'm an
irate pirate. He's an angry little man.
Pirate, real swashbuckler.
And real swashbuckling buccaneer, swashbuckler. Again, piratey term for someone's like, aha, and buccaneer. That was a group of pirates that now a football team that is very, very stacked in the National Football League with Tom Brady pending a physical Rob Gronkowski and all the best receivers in the NFL. We'll see what they do.
Buccaneer, breathe with me, please. On the high seas, Caesar. My cold heart is many degrees beneath the deep freezer.
Okay, let's talk about it, kids. Alright, so he said, beef with me, please. Something Caesar.
Breathe with me, please. On the high.
He's the high seas Caesar. Okay, So there's a couple things I could take from this. One is he's calling himself like the Julius Caesar or any Roman Caesar of the ocean. So he's the ruler of the ocean. But also he starts with beef with me, please. And you could take Caesar as in like Caesar salad, I think here. Because beef with me, question mark? Like, why would you have beef with a Caesar salad? That's a stretch. But anytime I see Caesar used, I always want to double it for Caesar salad. You wouldn't have beef with a Caesar salad. Come on now. Something like that.
See Caesar, my cold heart is many degrees beneath the deep freezer.
His cold heart is many degrees below the deep freezer. He's saying he's a cold dude. He's ruthless.
Cold beats, greasy sleeves, squeezing a disease beater. That no skeezer would touch if she had 50-foot tweezer.
Alright, funny enough that Nice Peter's the one that calls his diseased junk a Peter. So he's saying you're an old geezer who has sexually transmitted diseases on your peener, and nasty cave troll gross ladies wouldn't even want to touch you with 40-foot tweezers. So you get what he's saying there? He's saying you're a diseased, nasty, shrivelly old man with a gross, shrivelly old peener.
Don't start a war with me, you're not hardcore. I'll pimp slap those face scars of yours, Portland Starvo. Yes.
Okay, don't start a war with me, you're not hardcore. I'll pimp slap the stuff off. So, Al Capone was otherwise known as Scarface, not to be confused with the movie Scarface, which is not based on a real person. Well, it's based, but it's about a fictional character. But Al Capone was actually called Scarface. And he was called Scarface because he had scars on his face that he got, I think, from like a brawl with a prostitute or something like that. Weird way to get scars. But he's saying, I'll pimp slap your scars from port to starboard. That's just sides of a ship. Piratey lingo. Sailor talk.
Spent time in Alcatraz, I'm sure you were fine. If you dropped the soap as little as you dropped over.
Alright, so he's saying, you were in Alcatraz, I'm sure you were fine. So you get that part, right? Dropping the soap leads to prison butt stuff that you don't want. He's saying, so as long as you didn't do that in Alcatraz, then you're fine. As long as the amount of times you did that matched the amount of times you drop bars and rhymes. Ooh. See what Capone has to say.
Spent time in Alcatraz, I'm sure you were fine. If you dropped the soap as little as you dropped over.
I'm a busy man, Captain Crunch, I'll make this quick. I'm ruining pirates faster than Johnny Depp did. I had syphilis, yeah, well you're a huge dick. With a scurvy-ridden ship filled with bilge rat pricks.
I love the little Italian Lloyd here. Let's roll it back. Alright, so he starts out by basically being like, I don't got time for your crap, Captain Crunch. So just no respect shown. Captain Crunch, obviously the cereal captain from Cereal Box's cartoon.
Man, Captain Crunch, I'll make this quick. I'm ruining pirates faster than Johnny Depp did.
And now he's like, ruining pirates faster than Johnny Depp did. I can't do an Italian accent, so. You know, Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean, he's saying that he ruined pirates. Pirates of the Caribbean was good at first, and then they just kept going, so. Ugh.
I had syphilis, yeah, well you're a huge dick.
Alright, so he said, yeah, I had syphilis, but you're just a big old peener. So who cares what was on my peener?
The scurvy-ridden ship filled with bilge rat prick.
And he's like, you all had scurvy. You know, not enough vitamin C in you. And you had bilge rat pricks. I mean, he's just coming after the man's crew, okay? He's just saying you're all dirty, nasty old pirates.
I run an instant criminal syndicate to show respect and get the tongue ripped out your neck and shoved right up your poop deck.
Alright, now he's like, look, I just called your whole crew a bunch of just Neanderthalic pirates. I run a professional organization where everyone dresses up like my man Skeem in nice clothes. And, you know, if you don't watch it, we're gonna take you, cut out your tongue, shove it up your boom hole. Butt stuff with your own tongue. Ruthless.
On an instant criminal syndicate to show respect and get the tongue ripped out your neck and shoved right up your poop deck. Slapping bitch ass teachers.
And sorry, obviously poop deck. Poop deck is more piratey ocean terminology that's being used. to describe butt stuff.
Syndicate to show respect and get the tongue ripped out your neck and shoved straight up your poop deck. Slapping bitch ass teachers back since I was 14. You ain't a tough guy, my kids dress up like you Halloween.
I like that. This is my favorite part of this battle so far. Most of this battle I've just been like, oh, that's a fun historical reference, let's talk about it. This I found quite amusing and very clever. Let's roll back and see what they did here.
Criminal syndicate to show respect and get the tongue ripped out your neck and shoved straight up your poop deck. Slapping bitch.
Alright, so he's saying slapping bitch-ass teacher since he was 14. Teaches since he was 14. Now, yeah, Capone got kicked out of school, I'm pretty sure, in 14. Let's just say it was at 14. He got expelled. He wasn't a school kid. But that's not what's important here. He's using this because Blackbeard's real name is Edward Teach. So he's saying he's been slapping teaches double for his teachers at school, and for teaches Blackbeard since he was a kid, so it's not going to be a problem. He's been doing this. That's a spicy, clever little line there.
Jazz teachers back since I was 14. You ain't a tough guy, my kids dress up like you Halloween.
And then he follows it up with what I like to call the, how could I say this without being rude? I can't. This is the normie bar for all the dumb Karens out there. This is just one of those bars that is to make all the people that have no idea what's been going on in this battle feel like they're included. Because, you know, a lot of these battles have way over your head nerd and geek bars because, let's be real, Epic Rap Battles of History is for nerds and geeks who like this kind of stuff, but they also have to keep the general public in mind. So they throw in these bars, which end up being the most popular bars, by the way, because the general public is the majority of society. The minority are going to be the geeks that appreciate the really intricate bars, but the majority are going to appreciate these. So it's very smart of them to include both, but this is just that low-hanging fruit that's really obvious and easy, but cool. He's like, oh, my kids dress up as you for Halloween because of Blackbeard costumes. And then, you know, Karen goes, and Karen re-quotes it on Facebook with like 17 emojis and a minion meme to express how funny that bar was. So if this is your favorite bar of this rap going in, I've got bad news for you.
Bitch ass teachers back since I was 14. You ain't a tough guy, my kids dress up like you Halloween. I use that fuse in your hat to light up you and your buddies and burn your sailboat down and collect the insurance money.
Alright, so fuse in your hat to light up you and your buddies. So Blackbeard, a lot of people back in the day, and Blackbeard's no exception, would do weird shit to make themselves look more intimidating. And so I think fuse in the hat, I think he's talking about like, if I'm not mistaken, Blackbeard used like weird pyrotechnic stuff to make candles or whatever to make it look like he was like a smoking, mysterious, evil thing. And he's saying he's just gonna use that to blow you up. And then
that fuse in your hat to light up you and your buddies and burn your sailboat down and collect the insurance money.
Okay, so he's gonna use the fuse in your hat to light everything up. Light him up as a double for lighting up like burning, as well as lighting up like mob term for shooting someone up. And he's going to burn down your ship, collect the insurance money, because insurance fraud is a big way that these mob bosses made money. You could also use that as kind of like insurance policy, like, which is the mob protecting you, racketeering, but I don't really think that applies here, but I guess if you want it to.
And then maybe they find your bloated body dead and washed up on a beach. It's a Capone rap and I'm capping his captain. Capiche?
Alright. I like the word choice there and the scheme. Capone rapping, capping. It's fun. So he's basically saying, you know, you keep messing with me, you'll be washed up dead on a beach because that's what happens to victims of the mob. Blackbeard actually died in real life. I think someone who wanted to collect a bounty on him chopped off his head and threw his body into the ocean. So it could be a reference to them finding the body, or him saying that if I had killed you, your body would have probably washed up instead of being lost out of the sea. I don't know. We like to sometimes stretch around here. But yeah, he's just talking about that he's ruthless and you'll be washed up dead on the beach somewhere if you fight me.
The Valentine's massacre brought your condemnation, but I'm gonna sink you faster than your income tax evasion.
Alright, so Valentine's massacre brought you condemnation, gonna sink you faster than blah 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 blah. What Blackbeard is saying here is the Valentine's Day Massacre, that was something where one of the most infamous things that Capone was involved in, but there was never really proof, but everyone knew he was. Anyway, he had a bunch of his boys dress up as cops, corner a rival gang, and execute them, machine gun style in a street. Anyway, this was very well publicized, and images of it were put everywhere. So Al Capone, who had kind of been, a Robin Hood figure for a lot of the general public at the time, because Prohibition era and crap like that, he was kind of an anti-hero. Well, when you see a bunch of gangsters ruthlessly, unarmed, surrender position, mowed down by machine guns, the public acceptance of you wavers. So even though he didn't get into legal trouble for that, it definitely hurt his overall cause. And then he ended up getting put into jail for tax evasion. No one could take him down except the IRS, and that was the beginning of the end for Capone's dynasty.
The Valentine's Massacre brought you condemnation, but I'm gonna sink you faster than your income tax evasion when I toss you overboard like a mob abomination. So prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination.
Alright, so that's pirate-y jokes, so toss you overboard, that's what pirates do when they don't like you. And he did some fun little wordplay with
Valentine's Massacre brought you condemnation, but I'm gonna sink you faster than your income tax evasion when I
sink you faster, because sink a ship.
toss you overboard like a mob abomination.
Mob abomination. I like the mob abomination.
So prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination.
And then prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination, because Davy Jones's locker is piratey slang for being, drowned underwater and dead. If you go and you die, you're in Davy Jones's locker. He takes you. So prepare to learn the combination, because that's where you're going, bub.
Shorty cannon on the Queen and your gang can't stop it. I'll pilfer all your rum and sell it back at the profit.
All right. So,
toss you overboard like a mob abomination. So prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination. 40 cannon on the Queen.
40 cannon on the Queen Anne. I think Blackbeard's ship was the Queen Anne. I don't think it was just the Queen Anne. There was something else. Queen Anne, something. I don't do names, but it was something like that. And he's saying 40 cannon on it. I believe Blackbeard customized his ships to have a lot of cannons. There's probably an Assassin's Creed reference somewhere in here as well. I'm assuming there's a lot of Assassin's Creed references somewhere in here, but I don't play Assassin's Creed, so we'll just assume that there is one. And if you're wondering, 40 cannon is not like trying to lead you to think something else because there's no S on it. The plural of cannon is cannon. Cannons is not the plural of cannon. I don't know why, English is dumb, but there's no hidden meaning there. They're just using proper grammar in English.
Queen Anne, your gang can't stop it. I'll pilfer all your rum and sell it back at the profit.
Rum was definitely a very useful currency for pirates, and I'm assuming probably the same thing in the Assassin's Creed game, because Assassin's Creed is an RPG type game where you buy and sell stuff, so that's probably a reference to that as well.
'Cause I'm a criminal legend with a bat.
Also, Capone, Prohibition era, rum would be something that'd be important to both of these characters. So to steal his rum and sell it would be significant. It's relevant to both characters' historicity, which I appreciate.
Can't stop it. I'll pilfer all your rum and sell it back at the profit. 'Cause I'm a criminal legend with a badass name. You're a fat thug with an STD in his brain.
Alright, so we've gone back to calling him fat and having STDs. Points lost for Blackbeard, and then just flexing on his name by just saying it's a good name. I think we have an idea of who's about to win this battle. Just saying, unless Capone really craps the bed here.
Come on, they chopped your head off when they hung it from a rope. The only legend you left was your prohibition on soap.
There you go. Remember what I was saying that one time in the past about Blackbeard's death? He's bringing that up, saying you're not a threat. That's how you died. And the only legacy you left was prohibition on soap, because, again, Al Capone, Prohibition era, bootlegging and stuff. And he's like, your legacy was a prohibition on soap, basically saying all you pirates stink, and you didn't shower or bathe.
I mean, that rat this bed strapped so many crumbs, this bum could get maroon and still eat lunch for a month.
I mean, that would be useful. Assassin's Creed guys jumping in. But anyway, that'd be useful if you had that much junk in your beard that you could get marooned and still live. He called them all nasty again, by the way.
I'm the MC assassin slash like Edward Kenway. Rap so hard, call me Al Dente.
I like that. Alright. So,
The assassin slash like Edward Kenway.
MC assassin slash like Edward Kenway. I don't know who Edward Kenway is. I'm gonna assume because Assassin's Creed Boy is killing people that it's an Assassin's Creed character. So, again, this is why I didn't pay that much attention to this one when it came out. I don't care about Assassin's Creed, and I knew there would be like incorporated bars that would just be like, whatever. So I'm gonna just assume that's an Assassin's Creed reference, that Edward Kenway is one of the characters in Assassin's Creed killing stuff.
Rap so hard, call me Al Dente.
I love the beat stop and drop al dente. Al dente is a cooking technique common in Italy for Italians, which Al Capone Italian, where your noodles are a little bit hard and firm, which is the way that the Italians tend to like it. And he's just making a play on that. Call me al dente. Rap so hard, al dente. You get it.
Take your little slope John B and go home. Tell South Carolina Blackbeard got Capone.
Alright, so little Sloop John B. Beach Boys song. I think other people did that song, but Beach Boys is the only one that matters. He's basically saying your little pack of rowdy, rambunctious boys, which is what I think a Sloop John B is anyway. He's basically saying your little crew, to me, is a bunch of rowdy Beach Boy teenagers that have no threat. So go ahead, your little cute antics. The Carolinas were a big area that Blackbeard did a lot of his pirating. So he's saying, you go back to where you think you're king and let them know that you got Caponed, because pwned, we've got a lot of video game references in this one anyway. Pwned, Capone, Caponed. You get it? You get it? It's entertaining. Entertaining. It's good. Al Capone wins. I don't think there's any other verses, right? Yeah, Al Capone won. Which is ironic since they were doing this as like an advertisement for the pirate side. Maybe that was their subtle way of doing, be like, well, if we're going to get paid and selling out to Assassin's Creed, we're just going to make sure the other character wins. I see you, ERB. This beat is what I would call mid-tier beat. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's just kind of there. I don't know why I'm staring at this and listening to the whole beat, but it's 30,000 subscribers special. Why not have some pointless filler? And I think it's over. Okay, so that was the hotly requested Al Capone versus Blackbeard. I can understand the request because there was a lot to unpack in that. I think Al Capone's first verse was my favorite part in this, and I loved that Teach's line. That was mwah. If you enjoyed this, please continue showing support to the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing. Help the algorithm, help me. Let's go. The next milestone is 35,000 subscribers. Let's go for it. I would love to see that. You know, I'd like to see it before the end of May because I'd still like to get to 100,000 within a reasonable time. End of this year would be great, but the fact that ERB's not releasing new stuff because of, you know, the boomer doomer makes that a lot less likely, because that was usually my biggest boost in sub counts, but whatever. But I'd like to get there someday, and it takes you subscribing for that to happen. Because I know a lot of you watch this channel and you don't subscribe. Like, I've done the same thing, especially before I was a content creator. I would have channels that I would watch consistently, and I never subscribed. And I think the reason was I was like, I don't know if I want to like commit to that. I don't even know what that means. I was watching their videos like daily, And if I don't turn on the notification bell, all that happens is I'm more aware of what's happening, which I usually like. So I've gotten better about that now, subscribing to stuff. If I watch more than like 3 or 4 videos on a channel and I like it, I subscribe now. I recommend you do the same. I understand though, because I too was once a normie that didn't understand how the YouTube climate works and how each subscriber makes you more valuable in YouTube's algorithm's mind to make it more likely other people see the content. So that's my algorithm rant on this 30,000 subscriber special. I am very appreciative of the 30,000 of you plus that have decided to actually hit that subscribe button. It's crazy. Mrs. Skeem and I were talking recently. We are getting so close to her not working at all because of the income that this channel brings in, which has been a huge goal of ours for a long time because we want her to be able to raise wee Skeem without having to work at all. And we've already gotten her to working half-time or working part-time, and we're so close to not having her work at all. And it's because of you guys supporting the crap that I do on here, and I am genuinely appreciative of it. Until next time, I scheme, you scheme, we all scheme for ice cream. Bye!